Ruckter funds for current use.
Money set aside for specific short-term purposes like paying current bills, holding balances for short-term loans.
Even if restricted, if the money is for current use, it's still a current asset but shown separately.
Funds that are restricted for current purposes.
If cash or cash equivalents are being held for a current purpose, such as for
Payment of current obligations due within 1 year or one operating cycle, or compensating balance to support short-term borrowing, the cash should be reported on a separate line in the current asset section of the balance sheet.
Sometimes, companies have cash that they can't freely use for just anything it's set aside, restricted for a specific short-term purpose.
Even though it's restricted, if it's for something happening within a year, it's still a current asset.
Examples of current restrictions.
Cash set aside to pay bills due next month, payment will happen within 1 year. Money held as a guarantee for short-term loan.
Linked to short-term borrowing.
Cash reserved for taxes due in the current year.
Will be used during the current operating cycle.
how it appears on the balance sheet.
It is shown in the current assets section,
but on a separate line, labeled like restricted cash for current obligations, or cash held as compensating balance.
This makes it clear to users that this cash is not available for general use, but it still has short-term importance.
What if the restriction is for long-term use?
If the restriction is for something happening after 1 year, like a future construction project or bond payment,
It becomes a non-current asset, not current.
Cash that's restricted but meant for short-term purposes is still a current asset. It's just labeled separately to be clear. Cash, money available now. Cash equivalents, short-term investments made for 3 months. Marketable securities, investments that can be sold quickly. Receivables, money owed to the company. Contract assets, work done but not yet invoiced. Short-term notes, promises to pay within a short time. Inventories, items for sale or production. Prepaid expenses, paid ahead for future use, rent, insurance, etc. Restricted funds, cash set aside for short-term needs.